I'm calling in the creator to the CEO who crave creating community and cash to create it like a boss. With me, Katrina Julia, as your host, multi passionate entrepreneur, creator, and CEO who has walked from fear to faith, self hate to love, corporate to calling, and continues to, with experience in 7+ industries, 7,000 plus creators, and startups, to creators to Fortune 500 brands, including Google, NBC, Victoria's Secret, and more. If you are ready to create it like never before, in faith, wellness, wealth, marketing, business, travel, and more, this is the show for you. If this is your time to have freedom in all forms as you create it like a boss, let's create it. Share with you about my last 2 months in Bangkok, along with a visa run and stopover in Kuala Lumpur. So, this episode, I am sharing all about Bangkok and the best things to do in Bangkok and travel tips in 2024 with some highlights. I'm going to be diving even deeper in my upcoming blog and upcoming show on Thailand top 10 things to do. So, if you're looking for specific travel tips on visas and things like that, definitely check out my binge worthy playlist that includes that video and a lot more on my YouTube channel at Katrina Julia. I'm sorry, at Katrina Julia Fit. Instagram hashtag my YouTube channel is Limitless Global Girl. So, Bangkok and best things to do. So, Bangkok has two different airports, BKK and DMK airport, and I've flown in and out of both of them actually. So I flew into Bangkok from Abu Dhabi into the main airport, the BKK airport. It's super easy to grab a Grab, which is like an Uber, so you can download the Grab app. And DMK is a smaller airport, and I flew out of DMK to go to Chiang Mai actually, and out of DMK to go to Kuala Lumpur. Well, and out of DMK to come to Bali. So even though it's smaller, it definitely has above and beyond flights that you would imagine. Side note, you guys, for the first time ever, when I was leaving DMK on a flight, I believe to either from DMK to Kuala Lumpur or from Kuala Lumpur back to DMK to Krabi. It was one of the two flights, so forgive me. But in any event, there was a scale waiting before you entered to go to security to weigh your carry on. And I have never, ever experienced that anywhere else in the world. So, just pro tip, I typically always travel with carry on. Well, on that trip, I did not because they weighed my carry on and it was too much. So their standard is 7 kilograms, which is roughly about 15 pounds. So I digress, but it was also important information. So Bangkok, one of the first things I did actually when I arrived in Bangkok from Abu Dhabi, coming from Egypt, I ended up not feeling well that first week. Hashtag women's time. And one of the first things I did towards the end of that week was have a spa day because I definitely felt like my body and my soul was calling for that at Kanpuri. Panpurri. It is an incredible onsen experience that is from also from traditions with other Asian countries like Japan. And I believe the day pass was roughly about $15 or $20. And it was such a serene, peaceful environment with whirlpools, with dry sauna, with wet sauna, with varying temperatures, and just amazing. I highly recommend it when you go, and definitely buy the day pass on their website. The other thing that you may not have heard of is the Icon Siam SAIM Mall that is along the river in Bangkok. And again, you can easily grab a Grab to go there. They have first of all, the mall is 7 stories. I don't know about you, friends, but I've never gone to a 7 story mall. You can see a lot of the behind the scenes on my playlist at Limitless Global Girl on YouTube before. And so that already was mind blowing. And the reason why it came across my radar was I was looking for an Apple in Bangkok to service my battery on my Mac because my battery is flagging like performance issues. So no major issues. That's a whole other story. I've had to visit the Apple 3 times to try and get this battery replaced, but it looks like I might end up getting it in Australia. So I'll share about that on another episode because it's crazy. Crazy but funny, but also interesting in 2024. So Icon Siam, 7 stories. You can watch the sunset for free from the terrace on the 7th floor next to the Starbucks. One of the locals at the food market told me about it. And also, they have the best food market that I experienced, I believe, ever in all of Thailand in Suk Siam. It's the bottom floor of the mall, and just to look at, or even in Grab, you can put Suk Siam, and it's entry number 7, where you can literally have your Grab drop you off. You guys, the food is incredible. I had spring rolls, fresh spring rolls with shrimp for $3, 7 of them, or 5 or 7 of them. I think it was 5 of them with peanut sauce. Then their famous papaya salad for about $2. Then pad thai with shrimp, I think roughly $2 or $3. Fresh coconuts, fresh coconut ice cream. So if you know anything about me, you know I don't typically do sweets at all, but I love all things coconut. And I feel like coconut ice cream isn't really a sweet. Like it's pretty natural, right? Anyway, does it make me blow or anything? Also fresh fruits, dragon fruit, mango. They have an incredible supermarket on the ground floor too. So you can literally do your grocery shopping there, which I did twice. Other markets in Bangkok include like the weekend markets, include let me spell it out for you because I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, but I didn't end up going because I went to other markets that I prioritized versus the weekend market. Let's see. It is let's see. It's the Chattachuk weekend market. It's again, I may be mispronouncing that, so please forgive me. And I didn't. It's Chatuck. Instead, I ended up taking a day trip via Get Your Guide, and you can see it also behind the scenes on my YouTube channel on the Thailand playlist at Limitless Global Girl. So I ended up taking a day trip to the railway market and the floating market, which I highly, highly, highly recommend. The railway market, you guys, is literally mind blowing. It's literally shops put up all around a train track. Okay, which already is mind blowing. Then, as the train, the Dam Noen, I'm sorry, the the let me go back. Hold on just a second. It's literally so as the train is the Dam Noen Saduak floating market. That's the floating market. That's why I stopped. But the train is literally as the train approaches, they start to move all the stalls and the goods that they are selling as the train is approaching. Like already, like crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, and literally, like people are grabbing videos. People are like standing like next to the train, myself included. Like it's crazy, crazy, crazy. I highly recommend it. It's like literally a like once in a lifetime experience because where in the world and then the security guards you can tell are they look super stressed out like as people are like trying to take videos and pictures. It's the Makeklong railway market. And the specific experience I took is linked within the video as well as within my top 10 Thailand things to do, which will likely be up today and or tomorrow, depending on when you're listening to this. It is April 22nd. I am recording this from Bali. Somebody pinch me. I'm in Canggu, Bali. Saksama, hello, terima kasih. And I'm actually doing better and better and better to get all my content done so that I'm super present and wrapping up things before I shift literally energetically, physically, spiritually, everything to the next country. I almost got that done with Thailand. I finished over half of my top 10 top 10 things to do on the blog. I finished all my YouTube videos while in Thailand, so I'm super proud of myself. I am. I didn't finish these 4 recaps on best things to do between Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Krabi, and Phuket. And then I'm finishing the rest of the top 10 blog today, my first full day in Bali, and my top 10 things to do full podcast that will also be up either today or tomorrow. Either way, I'm super proud of myself because I'm doing way better than I have in the past. Sometimes it's been a week, 2 weeks in that I'm still finishing up content from prior countries. So that is my intention to set the tone that I finish all the blog, video, podcast content. Now, Instagram is a whole different story and clips and shorts. You guys, I literally have over 90 Instagram reels in my drafts because I have so much content, first world problems. And if you're curious about that, definitely check out my 7 ways to create content on the blog and on the show. Definitely check out my fitlifecreation.com/retreats for my early bird specials and previous episodes for my upcoming Bali retreat in October. And in that retreat, not only will you get experiences with create, play, love, or love, create, play, spin on Eat, Pray, Love. On top of that, you will get deep dives into wellness, into marketing, into business, into travel, including creating 90 days plus of content across all your channels with a business to business to consumer strategy. Definitely check out my blog and my podcast and my YouTube on 5 steps to launch like a boss. So with that, that is the summary of Bangkok best things to do. Definitely check out the top 10 coming up. And then coming up after this episode, I will be sharing some highlights about Chiang Mai, about Krabi, about Phuket as well, and then into the top 10. Oh, and side note, I did spend about 2 weeks in Bangkok, and I prefer a slower paced travel, especially because I'm working and traveling. And if you're depending on what your intention or what you want to do in Bangkok, the other thing I want to mention, of course, is the temples. And I ended up visiting Grand Palace. I ended up also visiting Wat Arun, the Temple of Dawn, specifically in Bangkok. And I ended up doing it on my own. Like I contemplated doing a tour or something like Get Your Guide, but what I discovered on Instagram, you guys, is the sense of Thai, which you can literally get outfitted as Thai royalty, men and women, binary, non-binary, all the things. You can get outfitted as Thai royalty. I had on a beautiful sarong, walking distance from the costume shop. Oh, and literally the costume, getting my hair in an updo, the accessories, everything was roughly about $30. Walking distance from Sense of Thai, you can easily go via Grab. Is the boat to go across the river, and I took a boat. I think it was roughly like maybe $1, $2, something like that. I took the boat across the river to go to Temple of Dawn first, and spent maybe about an hour there. And I have a full fledged video on my YouTube at Limitless Global Girl via the Thailand playlist. And then I met a couple that was amazing. They were on their honeymoon in Thailand, actually from Texas, from San Antonio. We ended up helping each other out with videos, with photos, and then we took the boat back together across the river, and then went to Grand Palace. Once we got back to the other side of the river, we took a tuk tuk to Grand Palace, also spend about an hour or so. And then, side note, pro tip for the ladies, definitely get the jacket that goes with the costume, but tell them not to put it on under the sarong because then you get stuck wearing it in the Thai heat all day versus just put it in your bag so you have it for later because at Grand Palace, you will need to put it on to cover up. But then you'll see in some of my videos with the Grand Palace and behind the scenes, I took it off for photos, for videos on some of them in some, secluded, quiet places. I went on, and then the other thing is, you guys, if you can, you definitely want to go on a weekday. So if I was visiting Bangkok strictly for vacation, I would highly say like less than 5 days is more than enough, especially if you solely want to see maybe the markets, if you want to go to Icon Siam, if you want to do a day trip to the railway and floating market, and then the travels. But depending if you're slow traveling or you have more time and you're taking your time through Asia, like me, or as a digital nomad, then maybe a week, 2 weeks as well. And then depending also, of course, if the city is your vibe. So definitely check out more of my Bangkok videos. And then, of course, Chiang Mai, Krabi, Phuket, and the islands and more is coming up on my day trip summaries, on my highlights for Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Krabi, and Phuket. A lot more. There's 20 plus videos on my Thailand playlist via my YouTube channel at Limitless Global Girl. As always, leave a review on the show so I can shout you out. And remember, create, transform, and inspire because you are born to. All the chats on faith, wellness, money, marketing, business, and travel so you create a life and business haven't already. Head on over to the blog, the podcast, and the freebies to jumpstart your transformation. If you're ready to dive into the online courses, the live events, or the retreat, and if you want to create with our community on an even deeper level, definitely check out our internships, our influencer collaborations, management, and brand engagement. Let's create it.